morning, this is Tuesday. Happy Tuesday, and I am your favourite sexy kumquat needy. Welcome back to my channel. This is only going to be a very short 10-minute sort of video. I just wanted to introduce you to the new love in my life. No, it's not a man, it is my new wheelchair accessible van. And before I even start, I just wanted to acknowledge the privilege that I have in being able to afford to buy a beautiful van like this, whilst not accepting any of the hate that has been coming my way since I got my van. It's like water off a duck's back. So there you go. Now, before we go any further, I just wanted to make it clear that I purchased the van myself. Me! Hello, me! NDIS funded the modifications inside the van to make it wheelchair accessible. So the actual cost of the van is about $55,000. I paid that. Then NDIS paid for the modifications, which is about $30,000. Now, I chose a company called Kite Mobility Vehicles in Queensland. Why did I do that? Because I knew the owner and I know that the fantastic reputation they have, shout out to Blair, but the fantastic reputation they have for quality, and they make a great deal of wheelchair accessible vans, and a lot of my taxi boys that I know use KM Kite for all their taxi needs. So that's why I chose it. Now, the process in actually getting the van approved, like the modifications approved, was really simple. So I chose an occupational therapist that knew how to do wheelchair modifications, and more importantly, how to write the reports the NDIS needed to the specification and the absolute thorough detail that they require. It was approved in about, I would say, 3 to 4 months. That was how long it took for it to be approved. Then there was a delay period because, quite honestly, my mother became very unwell, and you're not thinking about buying a car when your mother's unwell. So there was a large delay period in getting the vehicle. But then when it came time to actually get the vehicle, I purchased the vehicle, and KM Kite did the mods, which took about 6 to 8 weeks. So all up it would be about a 6-month process, give or take, which I think is really reasonable. Anyway, so I will show you some of the features of my van. Oh, hang on, one more tip. I actually decided to call him, it is a him of course, Obama. Black, presidential, charismatic, and very sexy. So, I'll go to the back and I'll show you some of the modifications. Okay. So I've got my remote and all my doors are electronic. Isn't she fancy? She's so fancy! Alright, now if you'll just pass me the camera, and we'll drop the ramp. Now, do you find that easy to drop?
Oh yes, one-handed.
Alright, so I'm going to demonstrate to you exactly what it takes to be able to strap me into the vehicle, and I'll show you the modifications as we go. So he's flicked the red power button on the side, and we're going to pull the restraint straps out. Yes, and we're going to attach them to the tie down points on my wheelchair. I've lowered my speed down here to a 1, and we're going to go straight up, straight in, nice and slow. One design feature I find fantastic is down here we've got the LED strips, so at night I can clearly see the defined area in which I'm meant to drive. I go straight in. There are 2 carers seats here, I think they call them, and I'm going to sit right here for a moment. Take 2, we'll put the seatbelt on the correct way. So I've got this safety restraint here, which you can see, and we just grab the seatbelt off there, we pull that over, lots of room, jam that in, and I am good to go. So here's another tip of mine. So I use Blue Badge Insurance for my van. Now, hashtag not sponsored. I use Blue Badge because they cover you when you have support workers driving your car, which obviously I do because medically I'm not allowed to drive. So to insure this vehicle costs around $2,000 a year, as it's a brand new vehicle. Now, Blue Badge insurance will break down the invoice, the quote. NDIS will cover the cost of the modifications. Like you can claim back the cost of the insurance just for the modifications. So when you look at the invoice, the quote, it will have cost of mods, insurance cover for mods, could be $500. Now you can put that back in to your plan manager, or self-managed. If you self-manage, you just claim that portion back. But the running costs of the vehicle, the tyres, the petrol, the rego, everything else is mine to bear. And I think that that's fair in the circumstances that I did. Now, is there a question around would NDIS ever fund a mobility vehicle? Now, I'm going to say categorically, I believe that under certain circumstances, NDIS would fund a vehicle if the alternatives were cheaper than the vehicle. So I'm never going to say that NDIS will not fund a vehicle. I'm saying that if someone advocated hard enough and took it all the way to the AAT, possibly there would be a test case and they would fund it. In my circumstances, that is not what happened. I purchased the vehicle. But be your own judge, is all I'm trying to say. So, all right, now let's unload me out the back. Woo! Let's do this. So when it comes to actually unloading, God, excuse me, yourself out of the vehicle, you simply go forward just a little bit, which unlocks the locking mechanisms, and then you reverse out backwards. It's kind of scary when you got to go down the ramp. Oh, Jesus! Oh, Sally! Oh my God, it's like falling off a cliff. Ah! And then the last part is you just get the person, that your driver, whoever that may be, to then unhook you off, take the restraints off, and carefully load them back into the vehicle where they're meant to be. Now, was that pretty simple process? So there you go. That gives you a pretty good idea of my new wheelchair van, the Kia Carnival. It's going to afford me a lot of opportunities that without a van I probably wouldn't have. I'm going to be able to go on long distance road trips. I'm going to be able to do all my social stuff that I love to do on the weekends. Shout out to Bus Stop Films. I'm actually doing the second year. Woohoo! Next year! So there you go. Out and about all the time. For someone like me who's got an active, busy life, a wheelchair van is without a doubt something I actually need. So, that being said, let's get back in and we'll just go for a cruise. I've got to hurry up. I have to get to the gym because looking this good, looking this sexy, looking this fine takes a lot of work. Because, honey, I am nothing but a really hot crumpet. Ow! Relax your mind. Relax and move it.